Hello and welcome to this week's podcast for Thursday the 21st of October with me, Kevin Ross, for an easy listening digest of the week's news from the Melton Times. Coming up, hero of the hour, the PC's hand is saved. Investigation continues into a pub fire, and the former war memorial site is up for sale. And in sport, Craig Dolby, we're right behind you. All this and more coming up next in the Melton Times Vodcast for Thursday the 21st of October 2010. And on the front page of the Melton Times this week, Melton police have named the officer who suffered a life-changing injury after being hit by a lorry, and praised Special Constable whose actions probably saved his hand. PC Dick Piscula, who is married and lives in Melton, underwent 6 hours of emergency surgery following the incident in Leicester Street last Tuesday. His hand is being held in place by a metal plate and copper wires, and he'll face a series of operations over the coming months before he knows exactly quite how much movement he'll get back. By chance, one of the first people on the scene was Special Constable John Stokes, a community paramedic by day. He arrived to find PC Piscula slumped in the seat of his patrol car. His fluorescent jacket was wrapped around his injured hand, which had been caught between the frame of the open car door and the passing lorry. A 39-year-old man arrested in connection with the incident remains on police bail pending further inquiries. Melton's former War Memorial Hospital and its grounds have been put up for sale. The 15-acre site off Angle Hill has planning permission for a total of 108 homes and will be expected to command a multi-million-pound price. The freehold of the site is being offered for sale by NHS Leicestershire County and Rutland and is being marketed by Birmingham-based chartered surveyors Bigwood. David Wilson Homes gained planning permission for the site, which extends down to the river and railway station, but withdrew its interest when the recession hit the housing market. An NHS spokesman said the proceeds from the sale will be returned to the Trust to supplement its capital programme. The Kettleby Cross pub in Melton was made safe and boarded up this week, as the investigations into the fire which ripped through it continued. As reported on this website, more than 50 firefighters spent 8 hours tackling the blaze last Wednesday night. About 70 customers and staff were evacuated from the Wetherspoons pub in Wilton Road when its fire alarm went off just after 10 o'clock in the evening. No one was hurt. Fire crews wearing breathing apparatus dealt with apparently a small fire in the ducting on the first floor of the building, but checks with the thermal imaging cameras revealed heat in the roof. As thick smoke filled the building, firefighters had to tackle the blaze from outside using water from the River Eye, and when the fire broke through the roof, it escalated quickly. At its height, 8 crews were at the scene, and the fire incident commanders also called on the aerial ladder to help tackle the blaze. The £1 million pub opened only 3 years ago and employed 40 staff. Wetherspoons said they would be moved to temporarily other pubs in the chain. It would provide transport to those who needed it. Badgers have been digging up human bones in a churchyard in the Vale of Belvoir, and there's nothing parishioners can do to stop them. A number of graves have been disturbed at St Remigius Church, Long Clawson, and the Reverend Simon Schuler has already conducted 2 services to reinter the bones. The problems first came to light 6 months ago, prompting the parish council, which manages the graveyard, to contact the Badger Trust. It advised putting up one-way gates and then wire mesh in place to stop the animals returning to the set. An application was put to Natural England but was refused, as it felt the badgers could make the problem worse and causing damage to the neighbouring cattle field, listed as a scheduled ancient monument with English heritage. Under the Prosecution of Badgers Act 1992, it's illegal to kill, injure or take a badger or interfere with the set. What would you do? Email editor@meltontimes.co.uk.
Hi, I'm Dominic Heel, a presenter for East Midlands Today from the BBC, and you're listening to the Melton Times podcast.
A pub in Waltham, which was empty for 18 months, reopened to crowds of people on Sunday. Mick Nicholson, who owns the Royal Horseshoes, said he opened the doors to see people queuing to get in and sample the drinks on offer, which included 16 types of gin. In the 1960s and 70s, the pub was known as the Gin Palace, and it seems that nickname may return. Already every gin on offer has been tried by willing customers. The plans for the pub have not stopped at the opening. Mick hopes to be offering food within the next few weeks, and in the long term, aim is to refurbish the guest accommodation and maybe even create a business meeting centre. To find out more about the pub, go to www.royalhorseshoes.com. The Vale of Belvoir Conquer Championships took place this weekend for the 27th year running. Vic Dixon, who organises the championships at Long Clawson, was pleased with how the event went despite a conker shortage. Fewer people than normal entered the championships this year, but plenty turned out to support the event, which raises around £1,000 each year for the village hall. And staying with fun, Senior Town Warden Richard Sage enjoyed a ride on the roller coaster with his 3 grandchildren after opening the Pork Pie Street Fair yesterday with Mayor Margaret Moore. The fair runs until tomorrow. For full details and money off ride tokens, turn to page 27 in free time. And finally, news this week, Melton Times have teamed up with the Rotary International to distribute gifts to deprived children and families across Eastern Europe. All you have to do is fill a shoebox and Rotary will deliver your gift to children in Romania, Ukraine and Belarus. To take part, come along to the Melton Times office at 49 Nottingham Street, Melton. Collect a free flat pack box and fill it with toys, teenage items or household goods. Filled boxes must be returned by Wednesday, November the 17th for collection by the Rotary. And please tape a £1 coin to the box lid to help towards transport costs.
Have you ever heard the Melton Times?
Have you heard the Melton Times?
The Melton Times podcast. It's news in a flash.
And in free time this week, local artist Catherine Sawnby is expanding her business with an exhibition in Leicester, thanks to support from Melton residents. Catherine was given the opportunity to showcase her work in Melton through the Empty Shop scheme last year and saw a dramatic increase in sales. The initiative, supported by the Town Centre Partnership, was set up to make use of vacated units and was a great success. The exhibition in Leicester will run for 3 months in St Martin's Square and, due to popular demand from customers of Melton, will include the unveiling of Catherine's new pop art dog series. And finally, free time heartwarming tale with charm for all ages. Despicable Me is a hilarious tale of evil versus evil that delivers a frenetic 94 minutes of laughter, edge-of-the-seat thrills and heartwarming sentiment. Can be seen at the Regal Cinema. Call Melton 562251 or regal-melton.co.uk.
I'm Rob Dorset, the Midlands correspondent with Sky Sports News, and you're listening to the Melton Times podcast.
And in sport this week, we're right behind you. Racing driver Craig Dolby insists the pressure is off him ahead of this week's weekend Super League Formula title showdown in Spain. The Melton Speed King is one of 5 drivers in with a shout of claiming the €1 million prize in the International Motor Racing Series at the 12th and final round of the brand new circuit of Navarra. The title showdown also has the added incentive of a probable test with the Formula 1 team for the winner. All 3 races from Navarra will be televised live back-to-back on ESPN and streamed live at superleagueformula.com from 11:30am to 2pm GMT. And staying with Spain, there's no pain in Spain for footballer George Thompson as he marked his Spanish League debut in the best possible fashion by scoring the winner. Thompson from Long Clawson joined the Glen Hoddle Academy in southern Spain back in August after a personal invitation from the former England manager himself. Well, that's about it. Of course, the full stories can be found in the Melton Times. So until next week, when we'll have yet more news and sport, have a very safe week. That was a JK Media production for the Melton Times.